Alrighty, welcome back to the Black AIDS Partnership. We're here live tonight on Real Talk with Philly Carter. This is the
Yes,
second
sir.
time on back. Thank you for coming back, Philly. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you got like the gym and a million other things to do, so you can look
No,
buff for
thank
those
you.
Atlanta boys. uh,
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support then and now,
we'll continue to support you, as long as we
Thank
can.
you.
Um, and we're going to be down there in Atlanta real soon at the Gentleman's Ball, supporting you even more.
Yes, I
Um,
appreciate that.
yeah. It's all about showing brotherly love, man.
Yes, sir.
That's what it's about. That's, we all got
Funny.
to stick together.
We do. No, I actually did a song on my first project called Brotherly Love. So
Yeah,
definitely it's important to support each other and just.
yeah. I think that's where I got it from. I guess I'm a true fan.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I really do.
Cedric was gonna join us. Cedric Gum was gonna join us tonight, but he ain't on. I guess he's probably working. I
Okay.
don't know. So first, let's talk about your show, Boys Next Door. Let's start with that thing and the
Okay.
message that you guys send out through that show. Um, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
With the boys next door, the whole idea behind that was just to break the stereotypes that are out there about African American gay men, and they have stereotypes. I mean, they're all different type of stereotypes, but the ones that got me the most is like all gay men wear high heels and pocketbooks, and or they don't have jobs and they're not doing anything. And I just wanted to highlight the fact that there are African American gay men who are leading full and successful lives, and being gay is only one facet of their life. It's not their whole entire life. Like, it doesn't dictate who
True.
they are. And I just really wanted to show that, if nothing else, if not for just entertainment, but the purposes of, like, young people are out there watching. And when I was younger, I wish I had somebody that I thought was like me. To see somebody doing something that's like you, so you can say, oh, well, if he's doing it, I can do it too. And that's kind of where that whole idea came from.
Yeah. Um, and that's one of the things I always talk about. That is when you go to a regular gay pride, you don't have. It's all entertainment. You don't have all that educational stuff, that art stuff that you have at like a Black Pride Atlanta. And you see a lot of numbers when it comes to Black Pride Atlanta, Baltimore,
Hmm.
Philadelphia. You see some big numbers
Hmm.
compared to like Worcester Pride, where you see maybe 700 people, and not really a message behind it. There's no
Right.
education behind it. So, and one of the things I like to see is brothers up here in the North, really become educated when it comes to our history, not just as African Americans, but as gay and bisexual and straight together, because we,
Hmm.
we come together at a point, you know. Um, and it's good to see that your videos are bringing that message that
Thank you.
we're not all feminine, we're not all um, women acting like, we're men. We're at the end of the day, we're each of us are men.
Right.
Um, and I argue this point a lot with a lot of people.
Hmm.
We're not all queer as folk. It's not, we're not all walking down the street with dresses and skirts and stuff like that on. We're men at the end of the day.
But
You
don't
know.
get me wrong, I don't want it to be that, like, I am taking anything away from those people who are,
Yeah,
because you are who you are
yeah,
authentically, and I feel like that's you should be yourself. That's all good. However, that doesn't represent me, so therefore I wanted to see myself,
yeah,
and I feel like some people get offended and confused when I say those things, but that's just what I'm saying is, like, I'm representing myself and people like me, because we are underrepresented in entertainment, period. It seems as if the only characters that you see on TV shows that are gay and African American are those type
Feminine.
of, yeah, and that perpetuates a stereotype that a lot of people have about gay men. And what happens is these young people who don't really know and they haven't been around gay people before feel like, oh, well, this is what it is to be gay, and that's not it at all, you know.
Correct. Yeah. And I think it's sad that we we have to, even because these are gay producers out there too that are out there
Yeah,
producing some of these shows and portraying
absolutely.
us as this we're all feminine high heel wearing queens.
Well, they're
We're
all
not.
about the dollar, and that's something that you
That's true too, and that
it's
sells.
hard to really define. It's like, what's more important, being super successful or giving a good message and giving a voice to people who don't have a voice. And that's kind of where um, after talks with my husband and different things, I came to realize that it's more important to
Yes.
be a person who is a change maker opposed to someone that's just trying to make a quick dollar. And that's
Yes.
kind of,
And that's
if
what
you
the
see him
entertainment industry
peeping in the
suffers from.
background.
That's Larry. That's Larry. Yes. How's he been?
He's good. He's good. He
Yeah.
was in the shower when we started the interview, so he was coming out to
Oh,
see who I was talking to or what was happening.
okay. um, you know, one of the things I like is when I see gay marriage between African American men, because I think it makes our unity stronger. Um, and when I see you and Larry, I'm always liking your pictures. Always liking your pictures. You guys probably take 1 million a week though.
No, no.
um, and it shows the sexiness of our of us as black people, as black men. It shows the sexiness of you guys and how the bond comes together um, as black men as well.
Yeah,
If
yeah. I
that
mean,
made any sense, I don't
I
know.
appreciate it and thank you. We don't take 1 million a week at all. It's I think it's just people also get offended by that too, which is funny. It amazes me how people get offended by things that you try to do positive, which is just general people's nature. But it's not saying that like being married is the only way. But however, there was a lack of representation of African American men who were married. Like you
Mhm.
never see it. You see Caucasian men and women marrying all the time. But as you seeing African American couples, you really don't see them even and like we were honored to be a part of like freedom to marry and being representing African American couple because a lot of people complain like, oh, well, marriage is not our issue. It is our issue, and that's a
It is.
problem in our community that we don't value marriage. And the thing about marriage that's valuable is a family unit, because the thing is, yeah, you can raise a child in a single parent home. There's plenty of people who have been raised in single family homes. However, it is easier when you have more support. And when you have two parents in a home, you have two incomes coming in. You have two people. So if I'm at work or working, you can have somebody that can be with the child opposed to the child coming home or going to a babysitter or going
Mhm.
somewhere other than home. And I feel like our society, we've gotten to a point where it's like, oh, I don't need anybody. Yes, you do. The human condition is to need that partnership, needing somebody else. And it just is one of those things. Like in the African American community, I feel like marriage is one thing that we really need to focus in, the family unit, being together. Like that
Yes.
is so important to me, in my opinion.
Yes. That was Dr. Carter. um, you ever think about psychology?
Um,
I read some of your advice on some of your posts online. I, I even reposted. I had I remixed it. That's what I was saying. What is it? Snack is something that holds us over to dinner.
right.
I read this the other night and I was like, this is my 2015 resolution. Yes. And I have to agree with that because a snack is something that holds us over to dinner. And in the gay community, and even in the straight community,
hmm and
most
that's
of these men are like a snack. And they
exactly.
are just holding us over to that right man. Until we find that right man, we're going to keep playing around with these little snacks. That's it.
And I like the fact that you went ahead and said the fact that that happens in the straight community because it does. Like
Hmm.
it's so crazy how a straight guy can court and date like 4 or 5 girls and it's
But it's
cool.
not all right for a gay guy to do it.
But like if a gay guy is courting like 4 or 5 guys, then oh they're promiscuous. It's like a
Yeah.
double standard type of thing where it's just what it is. It's like when you're trying to find the right person, you are going to date more than one person. So
Yes.
that's just not, I mean, it's not reality to think that, oh, I'm gonna meet one person and I'm gonna settle down with them forever. It happens, but not all the time. So you have to
Mhm.
be aware that that is one of the things that happens. So
Yeah.
it's just natural.
Let's talk about a big issue, definitely more among African American men. Not I can't even say African American men. I should say black men in general and Hispanic men in general as well.
hmm
Is HIV
hmm
and being in a relationship, most being promiscuous. And do you think that this puts out a bad image of us as African Americans?
As far as HIV, actually, with December 1st being AIDS Awareness Day,
Yeah,
World Awareness, we spent time and we went out to a candlelight visual
I
this
saw the
past.
pictures. Very nice pictures.
Funny, funny, funny. But, and I mean, pictures just capture the moment where you can look back and remember the things that you do. Because
And
these wonderful experiences that we're having now, when we're 50 and 60, we want to be able to look back and remember those
you want to be able to
wonderful
show those
times.
pictures, those images, those moments. You want to be able to share those with your friends
Children,
later on,
right?
and your
Not just,
children, your
yeah,
grandchildren.
yeah, and just say this is something that we were doing at that
Yeah,
time. So, but anyway, just saying that it's everybody's affected. It's not just gay, everybody's affected. It was so many different people out there. Do you realize the high rate of HIV and AIDS in teenagers? Just teenagers having sex and not knowing about condoms and different and protecting themselves and knowing that they're at risk and they go around spreading STDs and HIV among teenagers, and these are straight people doing this and not having any idea of what they're doing. So it's not really a gay disease. It's kind of like it's affecting everybody these days. So it's kind of one of those things
it's like
where
diabetes. It's like epilepsy.
it's
Uh,
one of those things
it's
like
one of those
you
things.
know and you just have to be aware and you have to protect yourself and teach your children if they are sexually active. I mean, abstinence is great, but you still have to
You know
teach
these
them.
kids these days,
Right,
they're gonna be sexually active, and
right,
parents need to realize that and need to educate their children before they go out and do something harmful to themselves or could
exact
do
or
something harmful to
others.
their family unit. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's just what I really believe in, like teaching protection and realizing that if you don't expose your children to the world will expose itself to them. So
exactly. Words of wisdom.
it's one of those things.
Yes. Um, your new song that's coming out, or actually the official video is
Mhm.
already out. Is it on YouTube?
It is on YouTube. It's called I Love Him,
Yeah,
and you can look it up that way, or you can put in Philly Phylle and look it up. It's had a great response. Like I was really nervous about releasing it because of the content matter, but it's been
yeah,
like I've been getting really good feedback and a lot of love from different places. Like I mean, it being up less than a month and has like 40,000 views or so, and so people are looking at it, liking it, sharing it, and it's just an amazing thing, and I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. They're buying the single. The single's on sale on iTunes also. So it's just
what's the direct link people can go to buy this video? I mean, to
yeah,
download it.
same to buy the song. It's the same
Yeah,
thing on iTunes. If you go on iTunes and you put in Philly Phylle, I love him spelled regularly, it'll pop right up and it's right there. Or
awesome.
it's everywhere. It's on Google Play, Amazon, wherever you buy music, you can find it there.
All right. Now I want to shift back to HIV and dating.
Okay.
Um, uh, what is it like, or what do you think it would be like? Because I don't know about you and Larry, and it's none of the world's
No,
business.
no.
But but would you date an individual who is HIV positive?
Would I date an individual that's HIV positive? It just depends on the person.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing that I've always say. I don't have a particular type or
Hmm.
anything else. It's person by person. So it's not really, I wouldn't judge them by their status or whatever. We would have talks about it and just get into the root of things and what happened and just finding out their story,
That should be
you
the most
know.
important thing is finding out their story, finding out, at least them first coming out to you saying
Hmm.
and being honest, I'm HIV positive, you know, and let's talk more, you know.
Yes, I mean I
Mm,
know people
But
who are, and it's one of those things where it's like it's okay. I mean it's not, they're not any different
yeah,
than anybody, and
they just have an immune deficiency system
yeah,
symptom problem. That's it. That's all.
that's it.
Uh, and they got to take medications. That's
Yeah, and like the guy was saying at the visual, he was like, and nowadays they have it where you can take one pill and it's like one a day. So I mean, really, it's like they have to just take their vitamin to help their immune system. So it's really not what
well, you bring
people
that up.
used to think it was. Hmm. Where'd she go? Babe.
Okay. Sorry about that. I had to
Oh, it's
take a
okay.
little run into the other room real quick.
It's okay. I have to do the same
Um,
thing because I need to get my charger because my phone might die because
oh, okay.
it showed the 20% mark.
So
So
what Larry is talking about, is a one-a-day pill that you take, and it's called Truvada. It's a blue pill, little blue pill like this. Um, you'll hear people like Christopher Barnhill and Justin B. Smith and um, other HIV positive activists talk about it a lot. It's a one-day pill. If you're not infected with HIV, you can take it, and it will prevent you from getting HIV. Uh, it's not 100%. It's maybe 99.9%. But that's it's a preventative method, and it's a close method to a cure. So if you're sexually risky with other people, even a higher risk is someone who sleeps with both men and women constantly, promiscuously. Um, you should talk to your doctor about taking Truvada. It works. It works. So trust me, I can tell you from experience that it works. So, because I take it. So, um, what do you think some of the values should be between someone who isn't HIV positive and someone who is HIV positive that are dating?
I can't say. I mean, I honestly, I guess that would be something I feel like that they should sit down and talk about and come up with. I feel like relationships, each one is different. So therefore, you really have to, I guess, handle it that way as if you are, on a person by person basis, like I said before. It just depends on the person, like who you're with. So if you have somebody who is like you said, sleeping with both men and women all the time, and like you're dealing with somebody who's sleeping with a woman or sleeping with a man, whichever it is, maybe you need to set some boundaries if that's your relationship and that's what you want to do. It's up
Mm-hmm.
to you. I mean, but just sit down and talk and make sure you both are on the same page. I think it's important to both be on the same page so nobody's left in the dark and just discovering things. Whereas, once everybody's on the same page and everybody knows what it is, they can make an educated decision like, is this for me? Is this not for me?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, what are some of the best things so far you and your other half have done since you guys been married? How long have you guys been married now for? What, a year? Two
It's
years?
over a year.
A
We've been
year?
married over a year.
Yeah.
November 11th was our anniversary.
Yeah.
This year, our first year anniversary. Some of the amazing things that we've done since we've been married. Well, this summer, I think it was really amazing. We took a trip with some friends to London and Paris and spent some time abroad, London, Paris, and Amsterdam for a little bit. So that was a really um, amazing adventure. We've had a lot of good, great moments this past year. Just spending time with friends and family. Like I got my master's this past year also. So like a lot of different things have happened since we've been married, and I mean every day is a great experience.